What is going on, everybody? Happy Thursday to you all. This is stream number 1 of Two Stream Thursday here on the Around the Point Network. We start things off here with another live edition of S.A.D, Something About Dynamite, here on the Around the Point Network. If you are new to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Share it through social media, wherever it is that you share videos with all your friends and those who just watch pro wrestling and all that fun stuff. Yeah. As always, I am that dude. That's Steve. What's going on, everyone? I'm here joined by the pride of Detroit, Big Mike. What's going on, bro?
Nothing much. What's going on with you?
Nothing much, bro. Another long day, just embracing the grind, as most people should, if you will, But other than that, bro, this was the go-home show of AEW Dynamite. This was the go-home show to Revolution, which, by the way, for those of you who are wondering, we will be doing a prediction stream tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern time with our preview of Revolution. And I did say this is Two Stream Thursday. So later on at 10 p.m., I'll be joined by CPZ, and we will be reviewing this week's episode of TNA Impact on Impact Breakdown, which will be the inauguration ceremony for Mustafa Ali after winning the X Division title this past Friday at No Surrender from Chris Sabin and all that stuff. So, Big Mike, let me ask you this question real quick. Last night was the go-home show for Revolution. Did AEW do what they needed to do to get you to look forward to Sunday? Whether you're watching the show or not, I don't know. That's not my business. But did they do the job, if you get what I'm saying?
For a go-home show, no. There was already a couple matches I was looking forward.
Mike, do me a favor, just fix your thing real quick. Thank you.
All right.
There you go.
There was already a couple matches I was already looking forward to, but the show itself, no, didn't get me excited. Maybe the talking segment between Swerve, Hangman, and Samoa Joe maybe heightened my excitement a little bit, but other than that, no.
Swerve can be a politician. I'll tell you not, Hangman Page, bro, can be a hell of a politician. After last night, he could be a hell of a fucking politician. We'll get into all that. So, as you always know, guys, on S.A.D, how we always start things off, how we always start the show off here. The rating came in. And listen, last week was their no milliversary. It was 52 weeks that they have not gained 1 million live viewers to watch the show as a rating. And you think, okay, you know what? Sting's final Dynamite, right? And I thought that last segment of the show was done very well. I thought they've done Sting's farewell Dynamite. They gave him a proper send-off. It brought back nostalgia for me. And you know what? I felt like people would tune. I felt like, the Freakazoids, Mike, would rally all together no matter what's going on. They, you know what? Let's see Sting, Let's see Sting's farewell here, right? And, that's what I thought. And the rating came in, bro. And it was 822,000, bro. 822,000 people tuned in to watch Dynamite last night. So, yeah, it begs the question once again on the go-home show.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, outside of their fan base is 90% hardcore. But honestly, there's no new viewers tuning in to see what Sting is about on his last Dynamite,
No, but
this is what you're going to get.
You would think the way they are, right? The way they rally together for certain things, right? When someone says something or does something, you would think, hey, Sting, let's fucking go. A lot of people will tell you that Sting's AEW run was way better than his TNA run.
No.
Again, depending who you talk to, right? Depending who you talk, I appreciate both. I can appreciate, if I'm the rank, the runs, number 1, WCW, Number 2 is AEW. Number 2 is TNA. Number 3 is AEW. Number 4 is WWE. That's just me, of course. I don't know how many people have ranked out there in the world, but that's just how I have it, if you may. But outside of that, the show overall, I am a little bit excited. I'm not going to go, oh my God, I can't wait for Sunday. I'm not in that mood. I'm not in that mode yet. But other than that, I feel like there's some stuff here and there that I thought we're talking about here, so which we'll get into, as we always do here as well. The cage match result as well. They were obviously in Huntsville, Alabama, at the Props Arena at Van Braun Center at Huntsville, Alabama. They had about attendance of. This shit don't even tell you. This shit don't even fucking tell you that. But out of 10, these folks voted a 7.45. That was their total voting for people who, I guess, watch the show and all that stuff. So let's get into this, Big Mike. Let's get into this. So the show opened up with Hangman Adam Page. He came out in crutches because they were saying that he has a big announcement. As you remember, last week they were talking about Hangman messing up his leg, right? There was an injury angle that they ran, even though none of us really saw it. Him walking, to the ramp backstage, limping, and there was reports going out, depending who you want to listen to. Like Dave Meltzer was sold hook, line, and sinker that he was legitimately hurt. And then the people at Fightful went to correct that and said, no, it was all part of an angle. He wasn't really hurt. So he comes out here in crutches, limping, and he talks about being the world champion in 2021 and all that stuff, right? And he says that he has to back out of the triple threat match on Sunday. And I kind of knew going into this, Mike, like, there's something happening here, right? Something has to be up. Because I can't really believe that you're really going to forfeit your spot on the go-home show. On the go-home show of a pay-per-view. You're not doing that. Like, we're not doing that. You get what I mean? And then out came Swerve, right? And he got on the microphone and he talked about becoming the champion as well and all that stuff. Then out came Samoa Joe. And Joe as well, he was in a suit. He cut this passionate promo as well. How he's going to be both, Hangman and Swerve. And then Swerve cut this promo back saying all the stuff that he's been through, right, over the years, from being a cruiserweight to now being in the main event, and he's going to be the world champion. And as he's doing this, Hangman, what do you know, bro? Took a sensu bean, and he attacked Swerve with this crutch. Fooled everybody, bro. Fooled everybody. Fucking fooled everybody, bro. And he talks about how it's going to be him. It's not going to be Swerve. And he refuses. I feel like Hangman, at this stage of the game, is content with Joe winning as long as it's not Swerve at this stage of the game. But what was your overall thoughts, Mike, on the opening segment of the show here?
Yeah, I thought the opening segment was honestly the best part of the show to me. All three guys gave really good promos and a counter promo on each other. Especially when Swerve said to Joe that and when he's done with him, he's going to get him back on commentary and possibly wear a poncho. That was a great line.
It was.
Normally, I don't like stuff like that when they mention stuff from another company, but I thought that was pretty good. And honestly, it would have hit a little different if that exchange from Meltzer and Fightful didn't happen.
But I think
honestly, for once, I think Meltzer tried to get people to play along. I'm pretty sure he knew that this wasn't a real injury angle, and party poopers over there at Fightful.
Oh, will you stop?
Let the cat out of the bag. Like, no, But it would have been a nice little like, oh, okay, just to heighten his heelness. It would have hit just a little different. I mean, it still was a good segment, but I think it just would have hit just a little bit more if we didn't know it was an angle.
I guess so, but that's the
I
thing,
mean,
though,
we
bro.
all knew, but I mean, we could guess. But at the end of the day, I feel like that's what's wrong with wrestling today.
That's the problem too. When we have promoters who are like this with these journalists and these media personalities, sometimes you just can't have it that way. You can't. Just like I'm sure, Mike, you've seen this on social media. Like I have seen this on social media the last 24 hours. You can't boo now at certain wrestlers. You can't cheer for certain wrestlers. And God forbid that you do. God forbid that you do.
Right. I mean, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day because we can talk about that for hours. So.
I know, but still, we'll save that for another. But I just want to get that point across how things have changed. That's all. But that's what happened. Again, I thought, just like you, Mike, I thought this was the best thing on the show outside of the Sting thing. This was like, that's hot. Like, all right, you start out with the world title. This is great, awesome. Then we get the opening match. We get the freaking opening match here. We had the Blackpool Combat Club of Jon Moxley versus Bryan Danielson and Claudio. And you would think, all right, they've been on this whole thing with the CMLL guys, right? No, instead it was FTR of Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler being joined by Eddie Kingston in a 6-man tag. And I'll be honest with you, I thought this 6-man tag was actually pretty good, right? All 6 guys got their stuff, and you got to remember, Moxley and Claudio are wrestling FTR at the pay-per-view. For what? I have no idea. What are they wrestling for? Is there a contender spot? I don't know. Maybe, right?
Bro, all this feud was powered off of a call-out promo of anybody wants some, come get some. That's
Fair
pretty
enough.
much what this feud is.
I know Brian and Eddie are fighting for the Continental Classic, the Continental title, right?
That makes sense for them to be in this match, but
yes, it
honestly,
did.
For you to put 4 of the guys that's going to be on your pay-per-view match in a match with another 2 that's going to be in your pay-per-view match, we normally get on booking teams and shows like this that do this type of stuff. I mean, it's pretty hypocritical that nobody brought this up.
I know, but that's just, and again, for me at least, I enjoyed the match, right?
I like the match too. I mean, they're all good workers.
There are, absolutely. Even Eddie Kingston. And I got to give Eddie his flowers here, right? After all, he did win Best Speaker on the Microphone, right? So there's that as well. But the match ends with Brian choking out Eddie Kingston. Choked him out. Put him to sleep. All
right.
And it's like, well, you know what this told me, Mike? You know what this told me? I know who's winning on Sunday now. I now know.
Yeah, I think it's a sweep.
You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, if Bryan Danielson got his win here against Eddie Kingston, he has momentum going in, but I just don't think he's winning the title.
That's what I said. I think it's a sweep.
Maybe so, but we shall see how that goes. We'll talk about that more tomorrow on our prediction stream here. We see after this, I guess, what we saw, bro? Because they were advertising for later on in the night, Chris Jericho versus Atlantis Jr. from CMLL. Now, I know some of you out there were probably wondering to yourself when you saw the graphic on Twitter, right, early in the day, right, or back on Tuesday night, Tuesday afternoon, whatever it was, you probably saw Jericho Lionheart on the graphic against Atlantis Jr. And in your mind, you were like,
who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
But I will say this. I give them credit. They played a video, Mike, a video package of educating people. Okay, what's going on here, right? What's the purpose of this? So many years ago, Chris Jericho, and he was in CMLL in the early days of his career, he partnered up with Atlantis Senior. Basically, Atlantis Senior was the veteran, I guess, guiding Jericho through Mexico, and in this case, CMLL, right? So there's that relationship there. There's that history, right? And being that Atlantis Jr. is the son of Atlantis Sr., he's wrestling Jericho on the show because of the fact that, hey, they have this working relationship with CMLL and AEW. I don't know for how long, because to my understanding, per PW Insider, a lot of these dudes' visas are about to be in the mud, right? So we'll get into that. But again, I did enjoy the fact that they give us a video. I thought it was good. Even if it's 30 seconds, it is what it is. That's what I'm asking for. Tell me why. You get what I'm saying, Mike?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Good on them for trying to educate those that don't know a lick of history. But at the end of the day, I don't give a shit.
Respectfully. That's fine. I mean, hey, man, you're well within your right, Mike. You're well within your right to not give a shit. But then, after we get Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone's out in the ring, and he introduces the newest signing to AEW. This man is officially All Elite. He's been All Elite since December, I feel like, right? Or November?
I thought it was January, but it's November.
Yeah, November. He was officially All Elite. But
Yeah,
he told
so
everyone, give me time. Let me finish up. I'm talking about Will Ospreay.
Yeah, right.
Will Ospreay came out, and mind you, Will Ospreay had a hectic day yesterday. Delta lost his back. I can relate. I've been there. I know what that's like. Makes you think, right? Makes you think, gee, man, you sure you still want to live in the UK and come to America every single week, bro? Is this what you really want to do? You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's so crazy, bro. It's so, but that's beside the point, though. He did report that he got his back, but he was all happy to be there, bro. And that's what I like. He's happy to be there. Genuinely happy to be there, right? Yeah. Talked about being All Elite and his match with Konosuke Takeshita, the Don Callis family. And what do you know? Out came the Don Callis family. They come out and they basically do this whole thing where they're embracing each other, right? Ospreay with Don Callis referenced the fact that, hey, Will Ospreay beat Kenny Omega, he beat Okada, he beat Jericho and Wembley, right? Done all this stuff, right? And now the family's whole again and what have you. And again, they have this thing where Konosuke Takeshita and Will Ospreay shake hands. You know when you shake someone's hand, right? Like we see this in wrestling. Mm-hmm. We see this in wrestling so many times. They shake someone's hand and they hold on to the grip. They hold on to it, right? And they push each other back and forth. It's like they're going to brawl. Now, I believe it's going to be a good match. For Will Ospreay, come on, it's fucking Will Ospreay. Of course it's going to be a good match. They're going to kill it, right? They're going to kill it. So, got me excited for that match. I don't know about you, Mike. What was your thoughts on that whole segment?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of seen this sort of coming. I mean, you had Will Ospreay come out there overly babyface, and he's in a heel stable. I mean, it was kind of awkward, but you can see where it's gonna go. I mean, they're gonna have a great match. Possibly, Konosuke Takeshita is gonna try and figure out a way to win, like very dastardly and heel-like, or they're gonna superly turn over, or they're gonna turn on Ospreay at the pay-per-view. I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen. They're jolly now, but it's gonna turn, and it's pretty much was the foresight of what happened last night. Exchange.
I see that too. I see them eventually turning on Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
And again, I'm just excited to see him finally on U.S. soil. I know he's wrestled in the States numerous times, but it's like him again for what's to come, right? For what's to come on the horizon. This is one of three right? To our understanding, one of three things. And I'm excited, bro. I really, really am. And I look forward to seeing what's going to take place and all that stuff. So there was that. We did have Eddie Kingston being interviewed by Renee Paquette. Then he gets interrupted by Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, and they tease him about the way he dresses and that he was talking crap about them. You know, it's funny. I saw this on Twitter. The way the EVPs were to Eddie Kingston, and they put a photo. I guess one of the commissioners of the NBA.
Right.
I don't know the dude's name. Again, I'm
David
not.
Stern passed away. He passed away 6 days before Kobe.
So basically, that's like, that's how
Not
they
6
were.
days, 20 days before Kobe. Excuse me. He died on New Year's.
Okay,
of
but
2020.
but what they were saying was that's how they were to Eddie Kingston, basically. So I'm like, okay, I wasn't aware. Thank you, Mike, for informing me on that. But again, you got to understand, they're looking forward to their match on Sunday and all that stuff. So yeah. From there we go to the International Championship match. Orange Cassidy defending the title against Nick Wayne. This is where the ranking system just goes to shit. Because you have Tony Khan or AEW Twitter account, whatever it was, talk about, Orange Cassidy issued an open challenge and Nick Wayne answered it. Then it's not an open challenge.
Right.
An open challenge is if Orange Cassidy got in the ring
and then he came out
and then issued the challenge.
Right.
Not
you
going on.
You can't. Right.
Yeah,
go ahead, Steve.
Go on, Mike. I'm sorry. Go on, Mike.
No, I was basically going to say the exact same thing. Going on social media and putting the match out there and said that Nick Wayne answered the open challenge when the show hasn't even started yet. An open challenge should start as soon as the show or the match gets ready to start. You basically made a match between Nick Wayne and, as I said in our group chat, a guy that's been getting his ass handed to him in talking segments, a title match.
Oh, absolutely. Of course, bro. Absolutely. He's been getting his ass handed to, and it's like one of those things where it's like, bro, at this point, what are we doing? What's up with this ranking system? It's stupid. You know what I mean? But again, this match, for what it was worth, was there. Okay, like, you really expect me to think that young boy Nick Wayne's gonna get a title win? It's not happening.
No.
Right? They had this whole thing where the patriarchy got banned from ringside, right? And then out came the Undisputed Kingdom, right? Because Roddy's facing Orange Cassidy, aka the new Damaged Goods. The new Damaged Goods came out there and they attacked Orange Cassidy, which then caused chaos, right? No pun intended there. For Trent Beretta, Rocky Romero, and I guess Chuck Taylor to come out and make even the odds here. But when it was all said and done, Orange Cassidy did win with the Orange Punch to retain his title. I'm going to say that I know predictions tomorrow, but I will say this right now. For their sake, Roderick Strong needs to win on Sunday. For their sake.
Yeah.
Because this group is, I'm sorry, but I know we say this a lot, but this group is literally in the mud right now, bro. They've done nothing with this group, bro. They've done nothing.
Yeah, they're a bad segment away from not being a threat at all in fans' eyes.
Yeah. So then after this, bro, but what was your overall thoughts on the match and whatever?
I mean, the match was there. I mean, I knew Nick Wayne wasn't going to win. It's just, I guess, showcasing their teenager that's a prodigy right now. So, the stuff gets old, man. I mean, when you give Orange this title, he fights from behind and he's injured all the time, and he's like the workhorse, and he makes his way back, and it's an endless booking cycle that Tony does with this title.
It is, absolutely. It really, really is. From there, Mike, we got a backstage. This should really piss people off. You had the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. You had literally all three members of the Acclaim. Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, Billy Gunn, and the Bang Bang Gang of Jay White and what was it? Austin Gunn and Colt Gunn, right? Because still, Juice Robinson is hurt, and they're just talking about, hey, they're all being a team, and this led to, I guess, a match for, I guess, Rampage or Collision, whatever it is. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Where I guess they're gonna have Austin, where one of the Guns team up with the Acclaim. So it's like a fusion almost, whatever it is. But the one thing that really got people talking is the fact that, hey, Jay White did the scissor with one of the, I think it was Matt Caster.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt Caster fucking up his rap, of course.
Always.
But this got people talking. There's concern online, Mike, within the community about how the mighty has fallen with Jay White. How the mighty, and you need to think, bro. I thought people were happy with Jay White being in AEW. I thought, man, this is what y'all wanted.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say, around the point, hates to say we told you so, but eventually we knew it was going to happen.
Yep, he became another guy.
We didn't think it was going to be as fast as possible, but when he first came into the company, they literally put him on a fast track to being just another guy until Phil said, nah. And now Phil's not there to save him. So
not only that, Phil's not there to save him, but yeah, they did put him in that world title picture against MJF leading into Full Gear. I get that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then the whole thing with the devil, right?
Yeah.
It's like they're not feuding with the
He was the first victim.
Not only that, but it's like, weren't they supposed to be feuding with the Undisputed Kingdom? I remember being at Prudential, dude, and there was that brawl.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everything just got forgotten. But they forgot all about this shit.
Yeah.
Like, what
I guarantee you they bring it back up. Once Adam Cole gets healthy, I guarantee you it'd be months down the line, and we'd be like, finally, but we don't care anymore.
Yeah, bro. I'm sorry, but like, yo, this whole group is just damaged goods. I just feel bad. And honestly, dude, I feel bad for Jay White. Because here's the thing about it. I don't want to be that guy that sits there and says, oh, had he gone elsewhere, would have been different. Because we don't know. We just don't know. I can't sit here and say, because I'll say it now, had he gone to WWE, because I've seen this too online. Oh, had he gone to WWE, things would be different. You know, he'd be here, he'd be that. We don't know. We just don't fucking know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like, it is what it is. It is what it is, bro. What can you do? From there, we had Sky Blue versus Chris Statlander. I thought their match was okay for what it was. I'm not going to go crazy about this. To my understanding, this match went about almost 10 minutes. There's a whole thing where I guess Chris Statlander had the match in the bag, you know, secured, right? But Stokely Hathaway wanted her to use like a steel chain as a weapon. But Chris Statlander wasn't having it, nor was Willow Nightingale. They weren't having it. And this caused a distraction with the referee, to which Julia Hart, who's injured, used her TBS title as a weapon, and this helped Sky Blue pick up the W against Chris Statlander. Right. I'll be honest with you. I totally forgot that Julia Hart was a TBS champion. Is that a bad thing?
Yes. I think it's even worse that I remembered that she was champion because she barely defended the title, but I didn't even know that she was injured. So I was wondering, like, why is she even?
I know she's hurt. I know that she's
hurt. I didn't know that at all.
Here's my thing too, bro. Why were there not a segment with Toni Storm or Deonna Purrazzo on the Go Home show? After all, that is your women's title match, right? At the pay-per-view.
It's one of the better feuds too.
Exactly. I mean, why not put this on the program or a video?
Yeah, like a little silent film.
Nothing.
You didn't get anything. Yeah.
Nothing, bro.
We got a match graphic.
Yes, we had Excalibur, who was supposed to be the best announcer, right? The best announcer, right? I guess it is.
They're doing it on Collision. Nobody watches Collision, bro.
Cool. What Armand? What are they doing on Collision? Are they doing what I think they're doing on Collision? That being Deanna Purrazzo and Tony Storm? I hope not. I hope not. They got relegated. I hope they didn't get relegated to Collision because no one watches Collision on Saturdays. I'm sorry. Outside of that, you notice. Oh, okay. They're doing their segment on Collision, but that's not the flagship show, though, bro. That's not the flagship show.
Nobody's literally gonna see it.
No one's gonna see it. Like, what's happening on Saturday? Outside, like Mike, you're the sports guy here. What's happening on what any important game happening on Saturday?
No, it's just nobody's gonna see it.
Okay, fair enough. That's valid. They should have done this segment yesterday or something, but no, Collision on a tape show. Whatever. Outside of that, like I mentioned before, they had Excalibur breaking down every single match. Right? Every single match. And it's like you're mentioning matches for Revolution. In between, you mentioned a Rampage match. And in between that, a Collision match. Back to Revolution card. It's like, bro, you're all over the fucking place. You're all over the place. And they do it to him on purpose, I feel like.
Yeah.
They do it to him on purpose, and it's not his fault. But again, he's voted the best commentator or announcer, right? Which is funny to me, but whatever. It is what it is. Again, what the fuck do I know, right? I'm a non-subscriber to the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Whatever. So I'm not going to call them that. The EVPs continue looking for Sting, and they went into his locker room, and they found nothing but hanging baseball bats off the string. And I love this, Mike, because it is a callback to the last episode of Nitro, where Sting he was cutting a promo on Ric Flair in a room hanging of baseball bats. So I love that little callback, the small detail. I loved it. Who would have thought I love a fucking EVP segment? What the fuck's wrong with me? In the mud, bro. In the mud. After this, we had Lionheart, Chris Jericho, Corazon de Leon versus Atlantis Jr. Now, this match went about 12 minutes and 5 seconds. Can you guess, Mike, what was the rating per cage match out of 10?
2.
No.
Lower than a 2.
It's a 5.4.
I think 2 sounds better.
Here's the thing. I think it's cool to have Jericho wrestle these CMLL guys. I think that's fun. I have no problem with that. Okay. I will also say it feels like people have toned down already on Jericho. Remember how there was concern about Jericho wrestling live, so they had to wrestle on Rampage? I think people cooled off. Right. Outside of that, Jericho should not be taking any type of bumps that he took last night on TV. He should not be taking any type of bumps, bro.
Jericho for you.
You saw the bumps, right? Y'all seen the bumps. This shit's brutal. And at his age, bro, nah, homie, we good. You don't need to be doing this shit. And again, he made the kid, to the best of his ability, look like $1 million. Did he succeed? Not really. Because somewhere along the way, the matches, they're like, fuck it. Just get through this fucking match. That's what it felt like for me. But outside of that, Jericho got the win with the walls of Jericho. Not even that. Atlantis Sr., who at first used the towel to choke Jericho, then threw in the towel to save his son. And they end up embracing. And, there was that. Your thoughts, Mike?
0.
Okay, y'all heard it here, man. Part-time Mike said 0. And that was the main event. That was the main event match. So we're giving this guy who no one clearly knows the main event match on the flagship show, on the go home show to the pay-per-view on Sunday. But hey, what do I know, right? Also, did you? I know we talked about this. I think we talked about it on Kitchen. They advertised a Meat Madness match for Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Khan announced that the match won't be taking place because of injuries. So instead, they're going to do a scramble match. And the winner gets a shot at the AEW World title.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they're going to do, I guess, like qualifying match. I'm sure they already happened. I'm sure they happened already on Collision and in Rampage. I didn't see them, so I wouldn't know. So there's that. But you added 3 guys that were originally in the Meat Madness match. Now, to my understanding, because I did hear a little bit of the media call today. I guess Tony wanted to include Miro. He wanted to include Keith Lee into this match. Right? I guess they're both out with injury, so that couldn't be.
Oh, how they're barely on television.
So instead, Jericho's in the match. By the way. Jericho is in the match. In case you didn't know, Mike. I have the picture here. I'm just trying to refine this picture real quick. I know you guys posted it on the group chat. Let me find it here. Bear with me here, y'all. Bear with me. Oh, the hell with it. The hell with it. 1 second here. I'll find it.
Ain't it? It's got.
Oh, here.
Jericho.
His Hook, Jericho, Powerhouse Hobbs, Lance Archer, Wardlow, and Brian Cage, with 2 more spots. You know what I wish? You know who would have benefited from being in this match?
Who?
Jay White.
Yeah.
But no, we can't put Jay White in this match, right? Because yeah, bro, Jay White eat dick, bro. That's what it is.
Who
I wish Sting's career didn't end in AEW. It's like, what if Drew Brees retired with the Chicago Bears? Big Mike, you're more of the football expert here than I am. So would you agree with this comparison?
Yeah, because a Hall of Fame legend, top 15 quarterback retires on a crappy team.
Okay, again, that's why I ask you, because you here's the thing about it though. Say what you want about his AEW run, but AEW did good by Sting.
Yeah, they didn't overexpose
him. Sting took all these crazy bumps that he probably should have not done, but he did them anyway, right? And not only that, but yo, I'll say that his AEW run is better than his WWE run.
Yeah, I mean that's by default.
By default,
short.
Yeah, well, but still, there's some people out there that will say, "Oh, his WWE run was better than his AEW run." No, it wasn't.
No, it had potential, but it was cut short.
Yeah. So then we got the last segment of the show. We had the EVPs come out, and they see people with Sting's mask on, right, in the crowd, and they're like, opening the mask, and one of them was Darby Allin, and Darby Allin went to attack them to no avail because the 2-on-1 advantage kicked in, and they're beating up Darby Allin. They're beating him up with the bats, with the chairs, right? Like, something has to give here, right? They're chanting Sting, and what do you know? Out comes Ric Flair. Now, you remember Ric Flair last week had a meeting with the EVPs. He's upset that he's now more involved in Sting's retirement match, as he was promised.
Right.
You know what I mean? He was promised by TK and AEW that he would be more involved. So basically, Ric Flair looking at Tony Khan is like,
"You raggedy bitch."
And then basically, Ric Flair gets in the ring, like he's about to attack Darby Allin, and what do you know? Ric Flair poked in the eye to one of the EVPs. He's throwing punches, right? He's getting physical at his age, which I don't agree with, but hey, what the fuck who am I to tell Ric Flair what to do? You know? And eventually they get the advantage, right? They get the advantage once again, the EVPs, and it looks like what's it called? They're about to go at it, and the next thing you know, they play Sting's music. So the EVPs walk up the ramp to meet him at this, by the entrance there to meet him. But there's no Sting. So you wonder what's going on here. And then Sting descends from the rafters.
Yeah.
Throwback style, WCW style.
Right.
And again, you know what? There's people out there, and I saw that there was concern, right? And I understand. I completely understand the concern for obvious reasons. But from a visual standpoint, I ain't going to lie to you. It brought me back to elementary school Steve, bro. Elementary school me was smiling from ear to ear, bro. I was smiling. Because that's nostalgia for me. That's my childhood. My childhood. So it was cool to see that visual, him coming down from the rafters with the zip tie on. It was cool. You know what I mean? And then he went to business. As he should have. And then they got the upper hand, and there you go. You end the show with Sting laying out one of the EVPs with the death drop, and then him, Ric Flair, and Darby celebrating. Perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
Right.
That's how you close this Sting's final. I mean, listen, would people prefer Sting to get in the ring and cut a promo? I'm sure you would have. I'm sure people would have loved to see Sting cut a promo thanking everyone over the years, right? And all this and whatnot. I'm sure they would have. But this was good.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add to this, Mike?
Yeah, just to piggyback off of what you said, have Sting go out doing Sting things. This was Sting things, Sending from the rafters, clearing house, Scorpion death drops, being unpredictable.
Yes.
Talking is cool, but this was okay.
Yes, it was. Now, would I love to see like a farewell next week? Yeah. Like,
I'm pretty sure he's gonna get one.
I think this was it. I think if advertised, but I would have done.
If this was the Fed, he would have did. That's what they would have.
If this was the Fed, bro, he would have had his farewell, his last Raw appearance in the ring at the main event, and they would have gone like 15 minutes. But again, this is AEW, so who knows? Maybe he has like one last appearance where he cuts a promo in the ring, which I would love to see.
Yeah, you should do it as Steve Borden and not Sting.
Most likely, bro, if I'm predicting right now, I think Sunday night that closes the show. You have to.
It should close the show.
You should main event with Sting, his final match. And granted, the EVP, I know it's the EVPs, right? Oh my God, but still, Sting's last match.
Yeah,
that should be the main event. All right. But that was Dynamite. That's how it concluded. Again, I thought the show was okay. I did love the Sting. The last segment I loved just for nostalgia. I thought the opening segment with Hangman, Swerve, and Joe was good as well. I thought the 6-man tag was good. Everything else in between, it was whatever.
Right.
I will give this show, considering it's a go-home show, right? I will give this show a C. Again, and I've always said this, Mike, and you guys can go back to the archive and every review that we've done for a go-home show regarding the promotion. The objective of a go-home show is to get you excited to watch the pay-per-view or PLE. I felt like they've done that with some matches. Everything else just seems But I look forward to Sunday. I look forward to watching it. I think we'll be on the True Heel Heat watch along. I think that's the plan. And then after, we'll be doing a post show. So again, if you're not subscribed to the channel,
what day is the pay-per-view?
Sunday. I just said Sunday.
Sunday.
I was saying the whole time Sunday.
Yeah, I probably won't be on either.
Oh, in the mud. It's fine.
Well, the show is gonna be over at 12, and I gotta get up at 3:30.
That's fine. You can probably give your thoughts if you catch clips, what have you on Kitchen. You give your thought, even though we'll probably be talking about something else on Kitchen, but
I'll
still,
watch the show live, but I just won't be on either show.
that's fine. That's fine. But that's gonna be it. Mike, anything? What was your final grade for the show? What's your final grade?
Oh yeah, I'll give it. Actually, I'll give it a C plus. I mean, beginning segment, ending segment, good. One match was good. Everything else wasn't.
That's fine. However, guys, want to let you guys know one more time. Tomorrow. Well, first of all, later to come back at 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, myself and CPZ, we will be live. We will be reviewing TNA Impact, the return of Impact Breakdown. Tonight on Impact, it's the inauguration ceremony for Mustafa Ali after defeating Chris Sabin to become the new X Division champion. All right, and much more. So tune in at 10 o'clock. Myself and CPZ will be reviewing the show. Also, tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern, the gang will go live here on the channel. We'll be previewing AEW Revolution. All right. If you missed it, this past Tuesday, we were live with an episode of the Raw Rundown where Cody Rhodes is now the Bloodline Hunter. He's not fucking around. And of course, on Monday, we did do an episode of Steve's Kitchen. We talked about all the big news regarding Triple H becoming the Booker of the Year. We gave our recap of Elimination Chamber, thoughts on Mustafa Ali winning the X Division title, thoughts on UFC Fight Night Mexico, Matt Riddle, Nick Nemeth. I'm gonna call him Dolph Ziggler, but you get what I mean. They both won titles in New Japan Pro Wrestling and all that fun stuff. Speaking of UFC Mexico, this past Saturday was what we did a watch along to UFC Fight Night Mexico, where the main event was Brandon Moreno versus Brandon Royval. In the co-main event, Yair Rodriguez got choked out by Brian T.C. Ortega after Brian Ortega rolled his ankle in his introduction. Still won the fight. And of course, Brandon Royval in the main event defeated Brandon Moreno. Kind of an upset, so yeah. All right. You guys can follow the Around the Point Network over on X at AT Point Network. Follow me on X at Heel Steven. Big Mike, let them know where can they check you out.
X Detroit Gamer 313.
There you go. Again, guys, tune in later tonight, 10 p.m. for Impact Breakdown, myself and CPZ. Thank you all for watching. For myself, for Big Mike, for the gang, this has been another episode of S.A.D. Something About Dynamite here on the Around the Point Network. Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
You all at 10 p.m. Be there or else.